2018 Toyota GT86 Review. The good points of Toyota GT86. Great drive and automobile. Strong engine. Surprisingly comfortable. Generously equipped. The bad points of Toyota GT86. Not especially economical. Rear seats are cramped. Doesn't feel as quickly as it looks. Few personalization options. Lightweight, fun to drive and comparatively cheap, the Toyota GT86 Coupe is really a car its maker hopes will tempt performance car enthusiasts to the brand. Developed with the visually and mechanically, almost, identical Subaru BRZ, the rear-wheel drive Toyota is aimed squarely for the likes with the Audi TT Coupe, BMW 2 Series Coupe and Volkswagen Scirocco. The Mazda MX-5, admittedly a roadster, can also be in the Toyota's sights. Make no mistake, such as Toyota Corolla GT Coupe through the 1980s, recognized to enthusiasts by its AE86 internal code name, the GT86 is aimed squarely at individuals who love driving. And in order to be fully on message, Toyota's marketing blurb suggests your vehicle should be called the GT86, not 86. We suspect most of the people will allow that to slide. We ran one like a long-termer for a few months, watch more here. Driver-focused race car. In the words from the Japanese company, it really is an entirely driver-focused machine, built to deliver the core qualities in the classic sports vehicle experience. It was eagerly anticipated, including because Toyota has issued teaser after teaser for countless years showing concept cars and disguised mules because the project took shape, for a while following the demise from the last Celica Coupe. Critics were disappointed with all the long deficiency of any form of sporty offering from Toyota, the firm foregoing fun and is overtaken by reliable, economical and family-friendly machines. It's very good news that the GT86 has arrived in an effort to reinvent vehicles' image, but what's so interesting concerning this from a performance perspective? Developed in partnership with Subaru. Co-developed with Subaru, the recipe looks good in writing. The very first thing to note is the car is rear-wheel drive, which for purists may be the only way to produce a race car. The next ingredient will be the 2.0-liter, 4-cylinder petrol engine from Subaru. Making 200 horsepower, the interesting point about this engine is its cylinder configuration. It's a flat 4-boxer unit, meaning the cylinders are laid on his or her sides. Think of it to be a V4 but a 180-degree arc between your two banks of cylinders. This allows the engine to become mounted further down inside body, decreasing the center of gravity and improving handling. It has relatively thin tires for the modern performance car too, which further serves to further improve the driving experience and earn it more exciting at lower speeds while they lack the quantities of adhesion drivers became accustomed to. Two gearboxes are offered, manual and automatic, both with 6 speeds. Designed to seat 4 people, there isn't plenty of space inside the rear, although this is often a car that's primarily irresistible to drivers. Despite that, Toyota hasn't angled the dashboard aggressively towards driver, but every one of the controls are within easy reach. Facelift for 2017. At the final of 2016, Toyota ushered from the facelifted GT86. It's a subtle makeover with new LED headlamps and taillights, reprofiled bumpers, a reworked interior and improved equipment levels. Mechanically the body shell is stiffer, which results in better handling. Latest deals from Buick are Toyota GT86 2.0 D4S 2DR petrol, £16,672, or £233 every month. Toyota GT86 D4S Coupe, £17,995, or £253 a month. See all deals on Toyota GT86. Representative example, representative APR of 7.9%, borrowing £10,509 over 48 months on HP-type finance. Just how much payable could be £250 monthly? That has a total cost of credit of £1,483 and also a total amount payable of £11,992. Dennis Bouire Car Limited, 3132 Alfred Place, London, WC1E7DP, GB09151058, is often a credit broker regulated by FCA, FRN:667368. The verdict. It's hard never to love the Toyota GT86. It is a modern classic you should buy now. There's an abundance of promised reliability, because of Toyota and Subaru's legendary reliability, but fun is served aplenty due to its old-school rear-wheel drive chassis. It's not perfect, most similarly priced hot hatches will outrun it, but outright speed isn't what this car's talents are only concerned with. If you are able to live without effective rear seats, nor mind the coupe compromises, the GT86 is often a very rewarding car to purchase and own. Watch the Total Toyota GT86 Coupe review to discover why we rate this fun four-seater so highly. Engine needs being worked hard, but it's joyous whenever you do. Slick shifting manual, by far the most fun. Although there's no debate about whether or not the Toyota GT86 can be a sports car, performance is sparkling as opposed to dazzling. One range of engine. Whichever GT86 you go searching for, there's one type of power plant nestled into your Toyota's nose, a 2.0-litre, non-turbo petrol unit using its 4 cylinders arranged inside a horizontally opposed, or boxer, configuration, often known as D4S. This is primarily for the reason that engine originates from Subaru, exponents of this style of engine ever since the 1970s. It's perfect for a performance car because its wide, flattened design allows the weight in the engine by sitting low down, bestowing the automobile with greater dynamic ability. Peak power is 200 horsepower with a rev-happy 7,000 revolutions per minute, meaning you must make it strive to get the best from it, something it lets you do willingly. Maximum torque of 205 Nm also demands the engine for being revved, as it's fully on song between 6,400 to 6,600 revolutions per minute. In real terms, this calls for frequent gear changing, specifically when overtaking or pulling from slower corners, reinforcing that this is often a car the driving force has to face in order to extract essentially the most pleasure from that. 2 transmission types. 2 6-speed transmissions can be purchased, 1 manual, additional and automatic. Stick using the former for the top speed of 140 miles per hour and also a 0 to 62 miles per hour acceleration use of 7.6 seconds. Opt for your auto and people figures tumble to 130 miles per hour in 8.2 seconds. It's not every about outright pace though. The GT86 constitutes a grin-inducing growl that noticeably changes pitch since the revs chase on the red line, something you'll do frequently. Although many enthusiasts will immediately deduct the automatic option, the self-shifting box is decent. It's a standard automatic instead of a twin-clutch job, but will be the quickest shifting of the type. When coupled together with the paddle shifters behind the tire, you're competent to extract an incredibly engaging drive from a mechanical GT86 once you've learnt the ropes. The manual gearbox, however, is in close proximity to perfection. It is defined brilliantly inside cockpit, includes a positive and engaging feel and swaps between cogs in the measured and assured fashion. Handling established to deliver fun. Small leader offers great feedback. Happy driving with certainty. Handling. This is what the Toyota GT86 is dependent on. Unlike many performance-oriented cars, the GT86 uses common or garden 17-inch wheels with tires originally suited for the Toyota's sensible Prius hybrid car. The key is their low rolling resistance signifies that they're not especially grippy, allowing the GT86's tail to slide in corners quicker. The suspension continues to be tuned for an exciting drive, it's firm and not harsh, whilst the steering offers excellent feedback and respond accurately to driver inputs. Measuring 365 mm, the leader itself would be the smallest ever designed to a Toyota. This accentuates each turn with the wheel, affording the motive force far more accuracy. What you truly notice when driving the GT86 quickly is that it truly is just so balanced through corners. It feels incredibly assured whenever you want it to get better. Liberal employing your right foot will tease the rear end out in a progressive, controllable manner. The sophisticated stability and traction control systems perform a great job of developing sure it is all totally pointing inside right direction. Although should you're feeling particularly brave, you are able to turn all of them off for just a raw and highly entertaining game of tail out Toyota. Low slung driving position promotes engagement. Very supportive seats, in case you're about the slimmer side. Cabin is well crafted but doesn't feel special. The initial thing you notice once you slide to the Toyota GT86 is definitely how low the driving position is. This is often a deliberate effort to produce the driving experience more rewarding, and as well lowering the vehicle's center of gravity whenever you can. Its seats have been built to provide optimum support during hard acceleration, braking and cornering, yet Toyota also claims this is usually a car you are able to drive long distances in comfort. Those wider of hips may go through their pinch slightly, though. Each with the controls is spelled out perfectly for sporty driving. The gear lever is positioned brilliantly, the controls small enough to elicit accurate and quick inputs, and also the pedals are beautifully spaced for many who like to jockey those as well because the hand controls. The materials used inside the cabin are of your good quality, and feel particularly hard wearing, but there's little from the way of tactile delight in the dashboard or switchgear. Operating the multimedia touchscreen along a bumpy road can verify particularly troublesome. Modestly sized wheels promote comfort. Front seats occupants have decent space. It's very tight inside the back, though. Comfort is surprisingly prevalent using the Toyota GT86. Those front seats are supportive and the majority of people feel ensconced within them, and it also actually rides fairly well for the car in this type. That's in part for the reason that 17-inch alloy wheels are relatively small by today's standard, allowing for the much greater degree of damping compliance and travel being engineered into the GT86's suspension arrangement. Road and wind noise are very suppressed in spite on the door's frameless windows, as well as the only noise you hear on the tires is usually a little chirp if they begin to lose traction. Climate control effectively cools and heats the cabin effectively, but smaller adults and children relegated to your sculpted rear seats aren't going for being impressed by having less head and legroom. Just 2 trim levels inside standard range. Generous degrees of standard equipment, but meaning few options to choose between. Just 2 trim levels form the range for Toyota's rear-wheel drive sports coupe, GT86 in standard form, or even the plusher GT86 Pro. Standard Toyota GT86 coupe equipment. Albeit the entry point on the range, the typical GT86 is hardly lacking with regards to equipment. Survey the coupe's curvaceous exterior and you'll see the LED headlamps with integral day running lights, front fog lamps nestled into the outer edges from the front bumper, 17-inch 10-spoke alloy wheels, electrically folding door mirrors and keyless entry which has a push-button starter. Climb inside and you'll appreciate the cruise control, hill start assist, a 3-spoke leather-wrapped tire, dual-zone climate control along with the Toyota Touch 2 multimedia system with DAB radio and Bluetooth connectivity. Progress up to your GT86 Pro and further niceties are lavished upon the Toyota. Inside front seats are heated and trimmed in leather and Alcantara faux suede, a cloth that's also applied on the dashboard plinth. Making the outdoors stand out is usually a boot lid spoiler, even if this can be deleted in case you prefer the smoother look. Optional Toyota GT86 coupe accessories. Due for the GT86's high amounts of standard equipment, choices for the Toyota coupe are few in number. Essentially you're limited to your Toyota Touch 2 with Go Sat-Nav upgrade for that multimedia system, rear parking sensors plus a high-performance JBL sound upgrade using a 440-watt amplifier and 9 speakers. Those have to get fitted on the factory when the automobile's being built. However, your Toyota dealer is likewise happy to provide mud flaps, carbon fiber look door mirrors and the body graphics to get a more personalized appearance. Not tested by Euro NCAP. Suite of recent safety equipment. LED lights on the 2016 facelift. Although the Toyota GT86 is one in the few cars that hasn't been independently crash tested from the collision impact experts at Euro NCAP, its overall numbers of safety usually are not a concern. With equipment such like a switchable stability control program, 7 airbags and also a torque sensing rear differential, the GT86 shouldn't pose much of your problem inside safety stakes. Toyota isn't renowned for building flimsy cars. While the GT86 had LED day running lights from your start, the facelift during 2016 ensured the auto is a lot more visible with full LED headlamps and tail lights becoming part from the package. Lack of tailgate inhibits boot access. Rear seats aren't very spacious. Lack of interior oddment space. You don't tend to get dainty sports coupes for out-and-out practicality, but even in this genre the Toyota GT86 isn't great compared, which consists of rivals. Firstly, unlike the Audi TT Coupe and Volkswagen Scirocco, the GT86 doesn't use a large tailgate gain access to the boot, instead making use of your small boot lid. It at the least swings generously out on the way, however the aperture itself is quite small. Similarly, the BMW 2 Series Coupe is additionally a 2 as an alternative to a 3-door coupe. Nonetheless, it outscores the Toyota here by virtue in the fact its rear seats are more likely to become used by smaller adults compared to tight bear inside the back from the GT86. In many regards it's advisable to think in the Toyota to be a 2-seater using a very occasional set of pack seats and instead utilize them as additional boot space. Talking which, there's 237 liters of luggage area inside the Toyota's tail, which could be extended further by folding the spine seats down. Elsewhere inside the cabin there aren't many spaces for storing assorted items, so it's advisable to pack light and get rid of your usual in-car detritus.